Spicer?
Two things we expect, two
Two
things.
things that we want to see and one thing we need to see.
Or we do like two things that we so like there's like the assumptions, right? Of like we're gonna
Hmm.
see the apps that are talked about, but
Hmm.
like we're gonna see probably ZA stuff.
I hope so.
But like what's even maybe just like one or two things that
Oh, oh, oh.
you would want to see, that you
Yeah,
really
yeah,
would
yeah.
want to see,
No, no, no. I got my answer. I know it.
Oh,
I know it.
Sick.
yeah, I sent you,
New evolution.
bro,
Oh,
Sorry.
hold
Sorry.
on.
I got a little
oh,
excited
We're
about
talking
that.
so
My bad.
let's just do the fucking intro.
okay.
Uh, let's
Sorry. I got a little excited there.
start recording. No, you're allowed to be excited. But while we're recording,
Drakeon.
later you're gonna be like, I don't.
Sorry. That was my impression of a Drakeon.
Hello and welcome to the VGC Trainer School podcast, where we focus on the competitive side of Pokemon. Whether you're a ladder scholar or a newcomer to VGC, we will help you learn. Class is in session. I am Spicer, and I am joined by Jake, who I will sometimes accidentally refer to as Beer.
What's up? How's it going?
Pretty good. Uh, just having a podcast after a little hiatus, but
Oh shit, you too?
glad to be back here with you guys. And we're joined also by Sloth.
Yo, what's up? Thank you, Spicer, for the invite back here, even though I might have invited myself, but I appreciate it.
As always, it's open invite. Anybody at all who can hear this,
Yo,
you can be
whoa,
on the
whoa, whoa,
fucking
whoa,
show. You
whoa,
can be on
whoa,
it.
yeah. I don't know if you want to throw that out there. I mean, I don't make the calls here, but
I'm just kidding. I only invited them because they're the best.
oh, cool. I did get invited. Thank you.
How are you guys doing just in life before we talk about VGC? How are you doing, Beer? I mean, Jake.
I'm doing good. Let's see. Right now, just kind of came off of a month of paternity leave, which was very cool. I got to spend a lot of time with my daughter. She's got just like these great cheeks on her face that I just like to pinch. So that's been fun. And besides that, in the throes of winter, which you guys on the West Coast may not totally get, but it's like snowing right now, and I had to salt my driveway, and it just came out of nowhere, which is really annoying. It's just
Oof.
20 degrees, and oh, it's precipitating, so it's snow, so that's just annoying. Um, but besides that, I mean, things are going well. Just playing some games, raising some kids.
What is
You know, it's been good.
That's awesome. What kind of games?
Right now I'm playing The Witcher 3 is probably the one that I'm
Wow.
trying to see credits on. It's taken me, I bought it the third day it came out. I have yet to beat it. I've never beaten this game. I've put in at least 100 hours, if not more. I've started over like 6 or 7 times, and I finally told myself about like 8 months ago that I was going to beat this game. And I started it and I played and then I stopped and I put it down and then I came back to it. And instead of starting a new copy, I kept on from that save and I've gone all the way to the final act and I
Oh,
finally found Siri and I'm so excited and I got to see where it goes. So,
wow, series in that game.
mhm.
Uh, you're a better man than me because I bought the Witcher 1 through 3 collection for like Steam Day sale like 10 years ago at least, and I've never started it, but I heard it's great.
It is
Wow.
good. It is good.
Part of many Steam games collecting dust. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that life sounds good.
Yeah, chilling.
How about you, Sloth?
Oh, me. Yeah, no, I'm doing fantastic, Spicer. I'm so happy you asked. I've just working, playing Pokemon, actually before this, because EUIC is right around the corner, right? I was actually listening to Central C and 21 Savage, hyping myself up for this podcast. So I'm just, working, excited to be here. I've been going to as many locals as possible, just hanging out with pod.
Oh yeah, I feel that same. I try to make it to as much locals as I can. We have like two a week, and I make it to one.
Dude, I remember one time I'm just chilling, right? I'm like, oh, let's hop on YouTube. So I hop on YouTube and your local just pops up as like a recommendation for me to watch. And yeah, I watched you roll someone. You had a Tinglu.
Oh my God. When was that?
Dude, this had to be like a year and a half ago. I never told you
Oh,
about it.
that sounds about right. We used to have the
But
HyperX Arena at the Luxor stream all our games.
yeah, no, it looked sick. There was like multiple big TVs and like a big stage, and it looked crazy.
Yeah, that was the good old days. They stopped hosting Pokemon there, but it was really nice because it was purely a money pit. Most people were not happy because you couldn't get
Mhm.
points, but I wasn't chasing worlds, so I was so happy to like walk out with like 50 bucks or something.
Like the fact that you
Uh,
got to go to a bar and drink beer and play Pokemon is the coolest thing I've ever
It
heard.
was the best.
that's pretty fire.
I'm so sad it's over.
And I'm actually worse at gambling when I drink, so I'd probably be throwing if I was
Oh, me
there.
too. I
Oh no.
usually like I have to like start losing and then I'm like, you know what? I'm already fucking I'm not gonna win at all. I might as
Yeah.
well drink.
0203, you're like, time to put back some shots.
I'd be like on stream with the drink too. And they were so
That's
awesome. They were all like named after different Pokemon. The Sylveon
that's
was,
pretty hard.
yeah, oh, good times. Maybe
Speaking
I
of
need
Sylveon,
to bother them to get them to run it up again.
you got did not to change the conversation or interrupt you, Spicer, my bad, but did you guys see Sylveon top cut? It got top four in the Puerto Rico special event.
No, that's awesome.
No, that's really cool though.
Link it.
Yeah, that was
Need to see it.
my it was VJ Suit. Shout out
Oh,
VJ.
right.
He
Ports
Yeah,
Unless-
he
Oh,
does
yeah,
do that.
yeah, he was once a Portland local, so I gotta shout him out. But yeah, no, he was definitely still playing Sylveon, Meowscarada, and
Yeah.
Tinkaton with Choice Specs Travagos, and definitely got top four in.
That rascal. He's always got the Sylveon and like Masquerada.
It always like works kind of too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely goes to a lot of tournaments and he wins some of them. He's
Yeah.
he's a better player than me. I respect that he doesn't change from his favorites. Like I think what was his team? He basically just put the restricted on it instead of something else, and it's like the same thing he's been running all year or past 2.
Yep. Classic. Sometimes that's all you need is just a little something, a little spice.
Just know all about that.
Oh, these dudes are telling me that if I go to Vancouver and top or day two with Vaporeon, they'll buy me dinner.
Yeah, I'll buy you dinner if you do
I
that.
mean, that's so tempting though.
Yeah, I think I could do it. I mean, I just have to go up against Dozos and run Terra Fairy Vaporeon with Haze and Scald.
Wait, do you have to win with with
Like
Vaporeon? You have to day 2 or just to
I, just day two. So I can literally just pick like the best five mons and just like never bring it.
that's still tough. That
It'll
ain't
just be my
that ain't
Dozo
easy.
check.
Every month.
No, dude, no, I got this, bro. Just give me an Amoonguss and an Ice Horse,
What does the
and
Vaporeon even
I'll,
do?
I'll
It's like
spore it all.
melodic.
No, it's good against Dozo, Terra Fairy, and then you have Water Absorb, and then you click Haze. You can also give it Baby Doll Eyes. You can do setup and Calm Mind.
You get Yawn, Acid Armor,
You are an
See,
experienced.
see,
Oh, dude, you're just gonna have like
Muddy
10 moves.
Water.
Doesn't matter what happens, you are ready.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Hmm.
no, we got this. I have it all planned out. No, I tried to tell them I'd bring it to a local and cut with it at a local,
Haze water
but they're not buying it.
that is a cute niche. A Dozo player will
Yeah, what if the
look for.
so you also wall Rapid Strike Urshifu with Terra Fairy Water Absorb?
Yep.
And he's
Yeah,
got
that's
Clefairy, Sylveon, and Tinkaton because you can never have too many fairy types. It's a great type.
well, it's cool because right, Tinkaton isn't affected by steel, so it's fine. I mean poison. I'm sorry.
I
Poison is immune to Tinkaton,
I love
so it's good.
Latte VJ Sue. I think he's a fun guy. He's just trying to have a good time. Personally, I feel like the team, the Mons are his favorites are a little whimsical, and I feel like that's just funny. That's just like his style. But
Yeah, and it's true. We've talked about it before, but when you are sometimes like in these formats, if people are trying to constantly adjust to what the meta is playing, people are going to be trying different teams, right? But if you are someone who is like, I know the ins and outs of every single one of these Pokemon, every single damage calc like it's the back of my hand, you are able to skill diff a lot of those interactions because you know they're not 50/50s for you. You know that you are going to live on 3% or that this is going to do X amount of damage because you've played that 1,000 times already. The
I
fact that
really
he's
respect.
used these Pokemon since like Regulation A is, you know, certainly significant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree completely. It's just you're almost at a disadvantage because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the leads are. You don't know what does or doesn't live. Like how much is this Terrastellar knockoff Meowscarada going to do to your Ice Horse? I don't know. I've been playing Ice Horse the whole time, both the formats, both
Hmm.
Reggies. So
There's a good chance if you run into him,
yeah,
it is the only Tinkaton Masquerada, Zapdos Galar, and Sylveon you saw the whole tournament.
yeah,
True.
fair, fair. Unless someone brought the Eternatus Tinkaton team, that'd be hard.
So he used to run Iron Moth and Gardevoir. So again, as Terapagos is kind of just replacing them as the special attack slappers. But anyway, enough about our good pal Latte. Sloth, you just won one of our VGC trainer school. Uh,
No, I got top four Spicer, but thanks.
I
The fact, do you think
that
I could
counts as a
win is,
win in my heart.
dude, that's all I
The
wanted.
point is you top cut.
Yes, thank you. I needed that. Oh, sorry.
That's totally
Forgot.
what I meant. I don't just have the worst memory.
No, it's all good. I'm just talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you use?
I used the Justin Tang team for this one. I think it was pretty somewhat recently. I've been playing it. I went to a local. I did really well at the local with it. I actually went undefeated in games until finals and then won the first game, lost the second game because I got a crit I didn't want, and then just, got outplayed game three. But I decided to run it back here. And the only difference I changed was I sped crept 1 point on the uh, fire pond, the Ursafu, and the Ice Horse. And then I use my own Amoonguss spread just because that's,
They basically
my.
sped crept like your own team just to be up in the mirror match.
Yeah, just so could have like, and formulate a battle plan kind of. I'm like, okay, if I'm faster, I could do this, go this mode, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to set up Trick Room. But so my main theory with this is like, I could afford to be the faster Ice Horse because if they Trick Room, I just have an Amoonguss and I'm just going to spore them.
Yeah, Mungus is a pretty solid like single mon answer to Calyrex if your team doesn't really have anything else.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, I'm the slower Ice Horse, but like your horse or both our horses would probably be asleep, I guess. But
It's funny. It's like, yeah, I'm weak to ice, but I'm gonna put you to sleep before you touch me.
I know but it's also crazy because then there's a lot of like you lead Ice Horse, you bring the Moongus in the back, and then are they gonna Trick Room? Or I guess same with other compositions, right? You say like even if you're playing Zama, you have a Moongus in back or something, and then do you is the Ice Horse gonna click Trick Room? Do you switch in your Moongus? If you don't switch in your Moongus, and they Trick Room, that's not good. If you do and they click Lance, that's bad. But I guess Zama,
That's
you just
like
click Wide Guard, switch
the
it into Moongus, but that's another story.
that's like the epitome of Reg G to me, where the restricteds just hit so damn hard that like it's a sometimes it's a 50-50, like a mind game. Nothing is 50-50, but like it could have gone
No,
one
I know what you
two
mean.
ways, and then the game's decided. And like sometimes you just have a Calyrex on the field and you positioned right, and turn one goes off, and you know who's gonna win.
Yeah, you just get the.
Calyrex gets that momentum, especially with its
Mhm.
abilities.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's crazy, but it was a good tour. I played a lot of really good sets. I think Let me see here.
What was your last? You so you got fourth. I want to pull that tournament up, but I don't think.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so to me, I was getting kind of bad matchups. I went against Kyogre, then a bunch of Zamas, and then another Kyogre last. But yeah,
And Beer, you played this team, Jake, um, for your local Ray. I think you were telling me that.
That is correct. Yeah, I played it exactly the same. I used the EVs that were posted in Cybertron's video when he did a report on this. And I just found I really clicked with it because of the Trick Room and Tailwind options, and all the bulk that was on the team. And I like that with this one, a lot of the ice riders that you'll see on a ladder or at locals, I guess, that aren't necessarily this team in particular, you know that you're going to be faster than. So they think that it's a mirror, but it's really not, because you know that you're going to be faster, so you need to click Trick Room. But if they click Trick Room, then you can sort of gauge to see, all right, how are the rest of the speeds working out? And then you know that you always have, at least with the pace that I was running, um, zero speed Amoonguss. So that's going to be slower than basically everything that they have, regardless, and it's going to be immune to Rage Powder anyways. So you're able to still get the spore off if you need to, or you're still able to get the pollen puff to yourself if you need. Um, and it's just I really connected with it. I ended up coming in second in the local. It was only five people, like I said, so it wasn't very big.
Yeah, that's
But
like mine
I
lately.
I, I messed up in my game one of the finals match because I didn't bring a Moongus in game one. And I should have, because I clicked Trick Room with Calyrex Ice and I was going up against a Terapagos. And then it turns out that the Terapagos was slower. So I was like, all right, well, that sucks.
Oh,
And then game two, I pivoted and I was like, all right, I'm going to try Tailwind this time. And then they brought Tailwind and they had Tornadus. So I just lost in that regard too.
oh, does it
And I was
feel
like, that's a
like
bummer.
that feels like a roaring moon thing where sometimes you feel like you're the slower tailwinder, so you have the disadvantage. Do you agree with that?
So that was one thing that Cybertron brought up, is that Roaring Moon feels like it can get so easily nerfed because of the
yeah.
prevalence of Incineroar. Because the speed boost is nice, but then once you're intimidated, there's no way to get that back. And if you're not getting your speed boost and also having at least neutral attack, you're just at a such disadvantage, because although Roaring Moon feels like it should be hitting for so much more, non-stab acrobatics just isn't doing very much. And then knockoff is cool, but it's definitely much more for utility. It's more for that Incineroar matchup to be able to knock off the safety goggles and then spore it. But the problem that I kept running into is that, like, I was never bringing the tailwind option of Roaring Moon plus Urshifu. It was always just
Oh,
Ice Rider, Hearthflame as my lead with Amoonguss and then either like Amoonguss, Urshifu, or Landorus in the back, and I was just never bringing Roaring Moon. And I think if I were to change one thing, it might be to like look at that, which is why I liked your team that you sent us, Sloth,
mhm.
because Focus Sash Urshifu is such a great change on the dark damage that you're getting, because you're hitting through Incineroar, which is so perfect, but then you also have the dragon damage of Raging Bolts. But you also still have priority, so it's kind of like that tailwind aspect. Um, but I love the team. It's very fun. I built it in game, which is a first for me. And I actually went from Pokeball all the way to Master Ball, which I haven't done in maybe over a year. So I was playing on cart on the ranked ladder for the first time with this team because I like it so much. So that's been fun.
It's always
Yeah, no, I definitely like see what you mean about the team. The only time Ogre Fire Pawn Cali feels so good as a lead, right? I mean,
It's
you
like
can do whatever
redirecting
you want.
Spore and
Yeah,
Will-O-Wisp is
exactly.
crazy.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to like tell some of our locals. I was like, it's just it's just worth it because like you have the rock pond, and you can follow me, but it could get burned. It's like, you have to two shot it, but you can two shot it. Like sometimes that fire pond just sticks around too long, and then you click horn leech but
Sounds like he's just about the best partner for Calyrex. You just support it and let it go off, do its
it,
thing.
it's really good. I mean, Lang did so good on the EVs and just like having a specific role for each mon. Like I agree with Jake with like I don't bring Roaring Moon too much into matches. The only two matches I saw myself really bringing it into were Kyogre and Cali Shadow, right? Because Kyogre,
Yeah.
you can set Tailwind
Yep.
or you can knock it off, Cloak, Mystic Water, whatever it has, do X amount of damage to it, lower damage to Water Spout. That was pretty good. Um, but yeah, it was good though. But it does suck when it gets intimidated.
Yeah.
And Sin is just always a huge problem. So that's why I ended up choosing Lando, Rock Pond, and Raging Bolt on that team I sent you guys because I just want, since we went Never Melt Ice with it instead of Clear Amulet, I was like, okay, we need to threaten Lando. So we have like, not Lando, I'm sorry, and Sin. So we had the Terra goes close combat for the Darshifu, Earth
Hmm.
Power, Lando, Thunderbolt does pretty good damage. Bolt does all right damage to Ensign. Can't be intimidated, so that's a plus. And then Rock Pond threatens it, so that was all like
Okay, so
really
had
nice.
the exact same team. It sounds like you had your own spin on it for sure.
Yeah, like I'd say like what I played at the local, the was like a mix of like the first team I played in this regulation G, like this set of regulation G, and a mix of the Tang team. It was kind of little both. I found like how I like the Terra Fairy on Cali because it just makes the Zama matchups just so much easier having Terra Fairy Cali next to an Amoongus
Nice.
and just other
For
things.
sure.
Lando too, like we were talking about, just like I found my love of Sandseer Lance very fun.
Hmm.
So you guys have
Yeah.
been having
Sometimes it feels like with that team, you can double miss Sandsear, and still win games,
Yeah,
which is nuts.
yeah.
Like it feels like
wow.
you're cheating at that point.
It sucks. I just like it because you're like, if you can't decide, which Mon to, hit with Earth Power or Sludge Bomb, you're like, all right. Like if they can both protect, or you like want to call a switch, like a lot of times people are trying to switch Ensign and for Rillaboom. Well, you can't really
Mm.
do that if you're clicking Lance and Sandseer and hit your Sandseer.
Yeah. Like my favorite interaction that I would ever have would be like you set Trick Room and you have Lando on the field versus Zamazenta and a fast partner.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're just like, I'm like quivering with anticipation for that turn because they are so on the back foot because they have to click wide guard. They have to click
I
protect.
know.
They
Yeah.
can't attack you. And you're just like, I'm just gonna earth power. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna blow something up and you're gonna waste your turn because I'm like and they tear a dragon and you're like, oh, that doesn't scare me at all. It's great. Great.
Yeah, then it's just like then end game they just have a Terra Dragon Zom and you're like, well, I'm just gonna click Lance now. Or
Hmm.
a lot of times I would have the end game where I still have like Amoonguss Cali Ice, and it's just like, all right, what are you doing? Are you rage pouting Trick Room? Well, probably yeah, rage powder Trick Room, then Spore High Horsepower and or Spore Lance, I guess if they're Terrid, but yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good archetype. That's why I think actually the worst matchup for the Cali Ice archetype would be the Zama from the San Juan special event, the one that got second place by Eric Bush because it has double wide guard, and then I think it. Let me check real quick, but I think it's yeah, safety goggles, Terra Grass Pelper, and then Terra Grass Zama. So you can just like Terra Grass Zama and click
Yeah.
wide guard with Pelper, and then Amoonguss Cali Ice can't do anything,
Yep.
and then they also have an Amoonguss, which is bad for Cali Ice. So
Yeah.
I think that's like a good archetype to beat the Cali Ice Amoonguss. I saw someone bring up how like, oh, no one's figured it out yet, and I was like, what do you mean? This guy just figured it out.
I think we talked enough about the Calyrex team, right?
Thank God, honestly. That's why I was trying to talk about the Zama team, honestly.
You guys can make like the you can say like what else we got, we don't have you don't have to talk forever about the same thing.
No, I just enjoy it. I love Cali Ice too at the same time. I didn't know Jake was also playing it. That was which also Jake, feel free to use that the version I sent you. You're more than welcome to try it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh, I have
Um,
an in-game rental for it. I'll send it over after this. Or let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
no more Cali Ice.
what are what are some recent happenings besides is it pretty much San Antonio and the special event is those like the biggest things that happened recently?
Well, there was San Juan, which happened on
That's the special event,
the
right?
15th to the 16th. There was Meridia down in Mexico, which was the 8th and the 9th.
Okay. I see that I had 182 players. San
There
Antonio
was the Victory Road February Challenge number 2, which occurred the 15th and 16th as well. And then there's also looking ahead to EUIC. So we can do whatever you like.
Yeah, we can check out this Merida. Merida? Okay. Top prize was $6,000. Could all use $6,000. Dozo won. Hmm. Maridon Dozo. What do you guys think about that?
Let's see. Looking at the team itself, we got Choice Scarf on Tatsugiri. This Dozo, we've Crash Order Up Earthquake. I think it does make sense because oh, this is Assault Vest Maridon. That's interesting. So
Whoa.
a Maridon like this, I think, is cool because it provides a similar support to something like you might see, and this is going to sound like a weird comparison, but like Tapu Koko and Araquanid back in Gen 8, where you get that spore immunity. And so that's something that Dozo was able to, that like kind of
Oh.
hates, is
Yeah.
being put to sleep. And so you have something like this where you have that sleep immunity, but then you also are grass type. So then you also can like say, all right, well then they're going to switch in Rillaboom to crush the electric terrain, and then you're able to sort of use that defensively. Focus Sash Chi-Yu I think is neat because it can like pair with Miraidon really well. It can even honestly pair with Choice Scarf Tatsugiri and Goldango, and then you just have Choice Band Dragonite because when you look at the rest of these teams, I mean, you got one, two, three Chen Pao in the top 8. So it's like you're able to benefit from sort of Ruin being on the field, and it doesn't have to be on your side, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
I think that this team does make sense, especially when you see Trick Goldango, I think is pretty solid. You're able to shut down a lot of those teams. Trick with golden with good as gold was a great way to shut down Amoonguss, which is cool.
Yeah, he's
Um,
got so many ways to shut down Amoonguss.
yeah, I think that this team does make sense. I also think that Assault Vest Miraidon is nice for the mirror because Specs does hella damage. I
Yeah.
totally get that. But being locked into a move, I mean, one of the best ways to shut down Miraidon is just double protect in front of it. Figure out what it's going to do, and then you can say, okay, I can switch in, switch out, because I know that it's locked into Dazzling Gleam. I can Wide Guard. I know it's locked into Electro Drift. I can Rage Powder. I can switch in my Lando Eye.
Yeah. That
It's
makes
locked
sense.
into Draco Meteor. So it's like I think this team does make a ton of sense, and combine and giving Dozo that sleep support, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because if you were choice locked, you'd have to pivot a lot more, and it feels not as easy with Dozo as it would with like other ride-on balance things you normally see. So it feels like more flexible, like a ride-on that doesn't have to pivot as much. It's just flexible on the field. I see Goldango and Dragonite with Dozo all the time. I mean, even Chi-Yu, I mean, they're all good mons. It's just interesting that I don't feel like I see that pair Goldango Dragonite normally unless it's on Dozo teams. Then it's like always those two guys. Like, what's up with that? Like, I guess the Spore thing, obviously, it helps with Spore. That's why Goldango's always been there. But now you have Miraidon. I guess they're just both immune to fake out, and that really annoys dozos. That, that's fair.
So from my, I've played with Dozo a little bit because I played with Calyrex Shadow and Dozo. My mentality with Dozo was one of two things. One, use Dozo early game to just get to get like one or two KOs and make it a Pokemon advantage in your favor, or two, set up damage ahead of time, and then that way you can go in, you can EQ, you can wave crash, and then you're starting to just you're coming in and you're already at a 3-2 advantage or something like that.
Mm.
It makes sense to me to put two things like Band, Dragonite, and Specs Goldango on a team with Dozo because they output so much damage. Either single target with Dragonite or double target with Goldango that you're able to like that's what Glimora does,
That
right?
makes a
Like
lot
you
of
have
sense.
that damage over time. So you put out those toxic spikes, and then Dozo's able to protect and lefty stall, and then just keep doing EQ. But with Goldango and Dragonite, it's a little bit more offensive.
Right.
So
Putting
you're able
pressure,
to,
active
it-
pressure.
yeah, like because like Choice Band Outrage is taking a KO. As long as it doesn't go into something that resists it, it's like taking a KO. So you're already up there.
Yeah.
Same with Terra Steel Specs Goldango. It does the same thing with Make It Rain. So it makes sense to put that on Dozo. And also Dozo just works well with Miraidon because, you know, you get a second restricted and it covers for the things you can't hit.
True that.
Um it covers for ground. It kind of covers for electric in a way with EQ. Um Kind of covers for grass with order up, but you're kind of stretching it a little bit there.
I think you brought up a
That's what
really
you use
good
for.
point, which was that um they either start just dishing out damage or they kind of clean up well. Like if everything has been taking a little beating from Dozo, then they're very extreme speedable or make it rain a bull to if you have to get around something, but it's like you got two really good options for cleaning things up. Uh, that seems like it makes some sense. And then second, third, and fourth place were Zamazentas, two of which were nearly identical. They don't seem to be, I don't know, they're not from the same country, so it just happens to be a coincidence like that, or maybe this is a popular Zamazenta Chente team going around. Chiente makes a lot of sense since Chen Pao is such a good partner for Zamazenta. Uh, really nice for its Calyrex matchup, right? Like you played Chente a lot, Sloth. Did you use Zama at any point in that time? Sloth is having a smoke break.
So what I liked about this team here is I think, oh man,
Wait, could you guys not hear me?
I can
no,
now.
you were muted.
Oh, this is being weird. I
A
think I have
lot.
to like
Oh my God.
I think I have to hold. Oh, that sucks. I was trying to say stuff. Oh man, this is awkward.
So did you ever use Gente with Zamazenta?
Oh yeah, that's my bad. Um, no, I haven't yet. I'm thinking about it, but I like Ice Rider too much. It's just like I'm so comfortable with Ice Rider at this point. I
Where
think
were
we were talking about it earlier, like with VJ, how he probably just like knows at this point. You know what I mean? And like I
you?
kind
Yeah.
of feel like it's almost the same for me with Ice Rider. Like I don't know. I know my opponent's gonna do this, or that. You know what I mean? Like what move am I gonna do? So it's just
You've
yeah.
always been using Chente for a while in this generation. And was it another restricted in Reg G before that? Or were you
No, no, just
riding the
Ice
whole
Horse.
time?
I was using Shintae and Regulation F.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
looks
was cool.
that's
It
pretty
was fun. I
popular.
really enjoyed it. I mean, I think it's really good, right? Because it pressures Ice Rider heavily. Ice Rider is really, big at the moment, and you got to be scared of Sacred Fire. You have to tear it because of Power runs Throat Chop most of the time, if not Sucker Punch, and then like I mean, Terra normal choice band E speed next to you E
Got the
speed
effect
something,
hero.
Zamba cleans it up. you speed that, body press cleans it up. You could just like trade damage hella well. And I think that's like what's really good about Zama. And
Yeah.
like I'm more of a balanced player. I kind of like to pivot if I can. Like I like games that involve making reads, so
Yeah, it's
was
like
it
a commitment to use the dogs because they're if they switch, they lose their boost, kind of.
yeah, that really sucks too. I mean, I think Zama is like so this time around, Zama's seeing a lot more play and respect, I feel like, but I still feel like maybe it's slightly under respected. I don't know. I think Zama is a really good restricted, and I think it's going to be even better in the next regulation when you can go like, I don't know, Zama Kyogre,
I
Zama
feel
Shadow Rider.
like the I feel like Ice Rider, Shadow Rider, and Miraidon are like the top three, and then like Terapagos and Zamazenta are like right below them, and then it's like Zacian, maybe Groudon, and well, wait, Kyogre is in their tier too. The Zamazenta,
Yeah, Kyogre is
Terapagos.
just
Right.
like if you don't respect Kyogre, you're gonna get rolled by Kyogre. That's
Agreed.
that's the problem with it. And like I don't know, I think it would have been cool to have Kyogre win that last European regional, and it sucks that that played out how it played out. But yeah, actually, one thing I do want to bring out up about this current event that we're talking about is that I saw in the finals that the only reason Dozo won was because the Chi Yu burned the POW and brought it down to Sash and then it died at the end of the turn. So we're all good, everyone. Dozo did not actually win a regional. All right. Everyone can relax. All right.
Good to
Cool.
know.
Yeah. Just all right. Cool. But no, yeah. All the Zamas are kind of weird, but I respect it. I see the vision.
Yeah, I will say the Zamas here with the Meridia regionals. So I first started playing Reg G when it like part two with the Fetty team that he used in Birmingham. It was like, Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, Raging Bolt, Chen Pao, Amoonguss, and Zamazenta. And I really like that, especially the taunt on Fluttermane. And
Hmm.
so then fast forward to when was it? I just had it. The San Antonio team. Keanu is on with shout out to Keanu. He's in the friend of the stream or friend of the podcast in the community had this Chente, Amoonguss, Fluttermane, Ditto, Zamazenta team, which is very similar to what Hans is rocking here. With and then Marcus Dion, only the difference there is having Urshifu single strike instead of Ditto. I love Ditto on this team because of the fact that like then it gives you two restricteds in many situations, which to your point, Sloth, is why I think that Zamazenta will be it will be phenomenal in a dual restricted format because it loves being next to another restricted. But these teams are so great because now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that body press is affected by what is the body
I mean,
press
sort
sort
of
of
one.
ruin? What
It
is that
does.
interaction? I
It does
forget.
not affect the damage output.
Okay, so it's just it's that so
Yeah.
it's still
It's
there's
based
still
off like the
synergy there.
raw stat number, not like
Great,
the current stat.
great.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that those teams do make a lot of sense, and like there's slight differences between these teams. I think that Thunderwave on Fluttermane is a good tech for these teams, just for that speed control.
Yeah.
But
And it's nice to dodge sucker
Are you
punches.
talking about the number
very
two
true.
team? Oh, it does. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but my latest my latest thing is these no protect flutter mains that are so popular now. And I've
Yeah, no, I'm having. I disagree with that, but it's like right now, Flutter does have
okay to
like
be wrong.
4 to 6 moves that it wants to run,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's tough. But I also like I feel like you want to protect your Flutter,
I
right?
think you just like on this team they have Amoonguss, so I think they you think of it like versus Cali Ice, you bring Amoonguss. versus everything else being flutter main.
Mhm.
Because like, what are you protecting most of the time? You're usually stalling out Trick Room, but like you already are avoiding fake out. You kind of it's like a suicide bomber. You're just like, let me just disrupt some things before I die, and now let me get my restricted out, who is appreciating these things being stunted, taunted, slowed,
True.
paralyzed.
Yeah. 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 Facts.
Uh,
You like go into it. You're like Flutter's not winning you the game, but it's gonna like potentially set you up to like
yeah.
for the rest of it.
I don't know.
Or like yeah, Flutter dies and you get your Moongus in and you spore everything and stall out Trick Room.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This team looks like it makes sense to me. I like Urshifu doesn't have a fighting attack. The Dark Urshifu, just taunt.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. No, it's hella cute.
If
I
I
think
tried to
it's
do that, I would not work.
I feel that's how I feel too sometimes, Spicer.
Um, but yeah, those.
Wait a second. You run after you had a reading on Koraidon.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, you could definitely do Taunt Urshifu. You run Hatterini on Koraidon with after you. Like you
Oh my
no,
God!
no,
Don't even bring up that.
you got the sauce.
Listen, I am a Koraidon hipster, because who's using Koraidon right now?
Oh, I mean, you loved San Antonio, didn't you, dog?
Yeah, but
Me too. Me too. I did. Me and Jake got into teams from it. It was sick.
Yep. Yep.
I was always a Zamazenta in the first round of Reg G, like purely, like even at the
Oh yeah.
bit, and then it like once it won that regulation, the first one it won, that's when everybody was like, "Oh, this is real," and now it's been real since then, and that was toward the end of the last Reg G,
That's
but
true.
I decided that now since everyone likes Zamazenta, I was gonna pick a different restrict, and because
Oh.
I don't like losing to Terrapagos. I was like
Yeah, no, that's
fighting type.
okay.
But now I'm like, I don't like losing to Cali Ice because now that's a bad matchup. And that game, as you well know, is good.
So from what I understand, Koraidon, you want to like you need the Pokemon position around Koraidon to be able to beat Cali Ice. That's how you're supposed to beat it. Because like you're not gonna beat Cali Ice with Koraidon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You use like four other mons. You maybe don't bring the right on. I mean, you Terra Fire like every time,
Okay, okay, okay. Roll with me.
and then they just Earth Power you with sheer force.
You bring a Ditto and an Amoonguss. What do you think?
Oh, that's what my team was. I
Oh,
had
no way, really?
Ditto and Amoonguss. Yeah, like Ditto for Cali Shadow and Amoonguss for Cali Eyes. I said boom.
Oh, oh yeah, my bad. All right, well, you're locked in.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that team. I feel like it's really pivoty and flexible, and it really felt like the change I was looking for after playing Zama for so long. Like we said, it just is committed to the field with the defense boost, and then playing Koraidon to be able to have a pivoty team so that if they turn off your sun, you can bring it back or do whatever you want. And you have I was using Volt Switch, Raging Bolt, and Koraidon Raging Bolt are like the reason you run Koraidon. At like it
Yeah,
turns
facts.
Raging Bolt into a restricted.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
yeah. It's like you don't have Cali Shadow and Rhydon and Cali Eyes, but at least you have Raging Bolt popping, like doing extra damage. You have Assault Vest and the special attack boost. It's like your stats combined, your total BST right now is nuts.
I remember one time one of our locals ran Life Orb, Terra, Electric, Raging Bolt on Sun. It was crazy. Thunderclap was KOing everything.
Sheesh.
No questions asked. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Andrew Figueres, from the United States here, Mr. Loaded Dice Coridon. That's pretty cool. I I can never make loaded dice work personally because as the Coridon player I've been so far, like I
it's
always
rough.
miss scale shot, and then I get
That sucks.
intimidated by it, and I feel like, why am I not using clear amulet? So I always use clear amulet, but like he did it with dice. That's awesome.
No, I think Clear Amulet's the right call because even, this last weekend I was playing Nevermelt Ice, Cali Ice at the local, and instance just felt like such a big problem, even though I brought certain Pokemon on the team to prepare for it. It's just like getting intimidated, and then I guess you're fire, Tara. I'm not, so it's like I can get intimidated and burned. But it's just like it's not what you want for your restricted. I mean, I respect the loaded dice. It was cool. It's dope to see it do well.
I also really like that they have Umbreon because I was also using Umbreon.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah,
Moonlight in the sun healing extra. It's like a Sunmon. It's cool.
yeah. No, I love the dude's team. He had Umbreon and Entei. You could just pretty much sign me up right there.
Umbreon is like taking the role of your Amoonguss on this team, basically. It's your anti-Kali Ice. You just have
And
a
Shadow.
hard time if they're Terra Fairy, in my experience. And looking at his team, I have no idea how he gets around it.
I mean, you probably just Sacred Fire it in the sun and click Thunderclap and KO everything.
Yeah, that was I took almost this exact team to my
I mean,
last
Flare
local,
Blitz.
and I was just
You should.
Sacred
You
Firing
should.
like crazy. Like, yeah, Chen Pao is good with Entei, but like Entei in the sun is also just hitting dummy hard.
Flare Blitz will one shot Zama and the sun.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that.
It's the only thing I've seen just one shot Zama, other than Elandris Earth Power.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just so much damage. I mean, like with the stab boost and just stacks on stacks of boosts and whatnot. It's
yeah,
insane.
I like
yeah.
how diverse San Antonio was. I feel like it was pretty diverse.
Yeah, they're pretty cool over
There's a
there.
Groudon, a Kyogre, a Zama, a Zacian, a
A
Travagos,
freaking
Cali Ice,
Ting
Cali
Lu
Shadow.
Shadow Rider on
Uh,
third with
uh
oh, it's Ting Dozo. This is the one I've been
yeah.
hearing about. I was seeing it all over ladder too.
I actually played that in like a me and Cody through a Portland local online competition through Limitless, and me and him Ting Ludozo people we felt like such assholes. But yeah, no, I
Yeah, you
definitely
are.
yeah, no, I Santum and yawned a lot of
Just playing.
people. No, and then to we both had a win in for top cut on the online tour, and we got paired with each other, so we had the Ting Ludozo honor battle.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was long and
Yeah,
awkward.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Let's
Anyway,
Carson Confer got eighth with Groudon and Jumpluff. It's pretty cool.
respect. I like
Uh,
Groudon.
and that's not the Carson from Portland that you know, right? Or is it?
No, 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 no. It's funny because like everyone says this, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure they both know about it. And it's worse because they play the same kind of archetypes. Like I've seen them literally both play the same teams. But
Then
it's funny.
Pangy got 10th with Kyogre, Serena stuff.
Oh, Tanner Mask was actually listening to 21 Savage earlier.
What?
Yeah, just throwing that out there. Yeah, Pangy went undefeated, and then he just dropped the last game. I'm assuming to conserve info and mental strength. But he went pretty much 10-0 until like he just
Yeah, that makes sense.
threw the last one, which because who
That's
cares?
fair. Yeah, who cares? Um, 12th place was Reggie Dragozation, which I hate playing against that team on ladder. Just it feels so
It's
good.
good. I think it's super slept on. I think
I'm like, why isn't Dacian Drago not more popular? What is the flaw that keeps it from Miraidon status? It feels like it hits that hard. I don't know. So yeah, that's the recent regionals. Pretty cool. What's coming up? Um,
EUIC.
UIC.
Yeah, by
When
the time this goes out, games will be happening, which is pretty cool.
oh shit. Hey guys, in the future, how did it go? Um, and then non-VGC related Pokemon Day is on the 27th. Um, we're just kind of all over the place with this episode today. We don't need a news section. All right, fine. News. Pokemon Day on the 27th. Um, Usually they announce new mainline games. I hope we finally see more Legends ZA content.
Same.
They
Um,
better.
so yeah, we'll start with this wonderful segment idea from Jake for two things we expect and two things we want from Pokemon Day. And
Cool.
I want to hear what you say first, Jake. What do you think about that?
Okay, so two things I expect to see. Um, I think that we are going to see for sure new ZA gameplay. And I think that it's going to be, and like to expand on that, my second thing is going to be, I think that that gameplay is going, I think we're going to get like a deeper dive into some of the new mechanics that we're going to see. I think that it's going
That'd
to
be
be
cool.
like, I think that it's going to be more than just like a new location, a new biomes and whatnot than, for Legends Arceus. I think that there's going to be some twist. And the things that I want to see Legends Arceus then go on sale because I never actually played it, and so I want to
You never
go.
played it?
I never played it. I
What?
Because the thing that came out about it with the battle system, and I was just like, I don't give a shit about that.
Damn,
I
you're
was not
hardcore.
interested. And
It was
then
a
of course,
phenomenon and you skipped it. You don't even have FOMO. You're like some kind of god amongst men.
yeah, I don't know what I was doing. What was it like? Uh, I don't even know why I didn't play it, but it was the battle system. I was like, I'm just not interested in that. But now it's like a whole thing to evolve an Ursaluna, and I'm like, all right, I'll just go get it. Maybe I'll rent it from my library, do one of those things. But
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
good thing Enamorus isn't good. I don't know what else you really need it to get. Like the
yeah,
origin forms aren't really good either, unfortunately.
yeah. But now I'm like, but it'd be cool to have a Sneasler and whatnot. So that's what I'm hoping for. What about you, Sloth?
Let's see. So what was it again? It was two things I expect and one thing I need.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Two things you expect and two things you want, but it's pretty loose. You don't need two.
all right. No, no, no. I got this. I got this, Spicer. All right. So one thing that I expect is, you know what? Let's say this. I expect to see the starting Pokemon for Pokemon Legends.
Okay.
I want to see them starters. I want to know, or I want to see like a new Mega Evolution, Mega Evolving,
Sick.
Like
and
what?
then
Like what Pokemon?
I want Mega Vaporeon, Spicer.
Of course you do.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Hey
You're
guys.
sick.
That's rude, bro. We're all allowed to have honest opinions here. All right,
Right.
the non-judgmental, honest opinions. I'm gonna change the conversation now by saying I want some Pokemon Pocket content. I want to see what pack's coming out next.
Really? Are you still
Cool.
playing that actively? Are you, Jake?
A little bit.
I don't.
I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
Uh,
I stopped getting notifications that say, "Hey, my pack is ready," and I just kind of fell off of it.
Yeah, I
But it was
forget
very
about it.
fun. It was very fun for a bit.
I like it. I used to play TCG before VGC, so I get my little fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. And then to touch back on the last conversation, I need a new evolution right now. If they don't do this after this long,
I hope they don't. So that
the
you don't
big Pika is going to be pissed.
don't give him any more evolutions.
I need a new plushie. Let's fucking go. And that's it. Yeah, those are my answers. Spicer, back to
Life
you.
size plushie.
No, 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 no. Now you're making it weird, Spicer.
Um, what do I expect? Expect ZA. I expect Pocket Update. Updates for because they're still doing uh what is it? The battle online battle arena, the MOBA Pokemon
Oh, Unite. Yeah.
Unite. Yeah, that one. And but I mean, I don't know. I don't expect anything outside their usual formula anymore, right? They pretty much always lead with the starters. The professor. I think we usually get the legendaries and like the one after that. We'll probably get like what the rival looks like and your best friend.
Do you
And
guys think
a rat.
Xerneas is gonna come back into a competitive format?
Xerneas will always come back as long as Power Herb is in the game.
Oh, oh my.
I I don't think that they found a way to balance it because of Fairy Aura and Fairy Terra working together
Oh
would be
God.
so much that I don't think that we see it become legal in a Terra format,
Oh yeah, I
is
don't
my
think so.
guess.
I don't think they're gonna have
Oh.
Terra because they said they're gonna have Mega Evolution, right? So I don't think they're gonna have both.
What if you
I
could Terra
I
your Mega Pokemon?
I do
Jesus.
think though that this Legends game will have multiplayer. That's my hot take.
Like, we'll be
I
able to.
think I already heard that it's not.
Oh,
I might be
controversial topic.
wrong. I might be wrong, but I
Oh,
think it was
interesting.
Amelo who told us that it was not going to.
I think he may have retracted that. There was some like
Oh, yeah, he did retract it. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
but that's
Yeah. Then
that's what I
I'm
think.
with the same page with you. Yeah, fingers crossed. Because if I can't be competitive with Pokemon, then I'm not playing it after like 2 weeks. But I'll play the shit out of it for those 2 weeks. I played Legends Arceus like for like 3 weeks till I like finished the Dex thing and got to the end.
You finished the decks?
Yeah.
Oh my God. As soon as I hit that part, I stopped playing. I was like, wait,
No. Okay, no, I didn't do it immediately. I got to the end of like the regular ending of the game, caught like a couple things I wanted, and then I basically put it down forever. Later, like over a year, I slowly got the
Mhm.
Dex.
Interesting. Continue.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, did you catch Arceus?
Um, Holy shit. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even think I fucking actually. Well, I got the whole dex, but you have to get Arceus. You need like level 10 research on everything. Every
Oh,
Pokemon. That goes beyond catching them all. That means becoming friends with them all. And
wasn't that the
that's the
goal?
part that I haven't
It's
finished.
like after we all battle, we're like
I
friends.
did.
Isn't that like the moral of Pokemon? What we learned from Ash?
Ash is not around anymore.
Well, I know that's what we had to learn something
We
from him.
have
He's the goat.
divine. You spoiler alert for Jake, but you are the
Uh,
hand of God in Pokemon Arceus, and you divine
like
manifest
like
destiny
spe
in Pokemon Go.
specifically me, or like the guy in the game. Like you're talking about like specifically me, right?
No, Sloth, you
Oh,
were sent from Arceus or the Lord, real life. You were meant to be the Pokemon Master.
yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to double check and make sure.
Yeah,
All right, thanks. Yeah, I
you're
needed
the you're
that.
like the guy from Dune, the Messiah. But
Yeah, no, I'm sleeping great
I forget what
tonight.
it's called. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sick. No, thank you.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, that was cool. So,
Guys, ready to wrap up? I think we are almost out of time.
Yeah, we did it. Okay, what are we looking forward to?
yeah, we
That's
did
it. We did it.
it.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
we're
did it.
done.
Hooray.
Hey,
The same. We
did
did it.
it.
Yeah.
All right, good job. We podcasted, guys. We
Sick.
cast that pod out into the internet.
Yeah, that was crazy.
All
That
right.
was that was a sick one. Is there an ending?
Yeah. How does it go, beer?
uh, Thank you, everybody, for your time. Hope you enjoyed while what you're listening to. Enjoy EUIC. Thank you, everyone, for for coming on as well. And I suppose that's it. So, to everybody, class dismissed.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Cool. Wow, we
I'll
really
talk to
wrapped
you
that
guys
up
later.
before it ended. I didn't even see the ending coming so soon, but we did it. Good job.
Flawless, I think. I don't know.
We killed it.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I just like talking shit with the boys.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's all it is. Some people need to hear that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to drop. I got to run. So it was good talking to you guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah, you as
Adios,
well. Yeah, have a
Padre.
good night,
Thank
Jake.
you.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Peace. Dude, we did it, Spicer.
Dude, I hate that guy.
Really?
Just kidding. No, I
I
love
was like,
I love beer.
I was about to be like, wait, was that the one that talks over you? But
No,
that was the other dude. No, he has a good
everyone talks over
podcast.
me. I'm I'm soft
No,
spoken.
we did pretty good today.
All right, I gotta go, bud, but I appreciate you doing this.
Dude, yeah, no worries. Anytime. It was fun. Thanks for having me back on.
All right, good luck in all of your endeavors, brother. Peace.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you soon. Bye.